Welcome, friends, to another edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. Guys and girls, I'm a retired New York City police detective with over 20 years of law enforcement. And if you like all things true crime related from the police perspective, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you will get all things DutyRon when I go live or upload another video. And today I'm outside in the backyard. I'm just trying to rest and relax. A long Labor Day weekend for everybody. My wrist is doing good. It's getting a little purple over here, but everything is good. I'm not a complainer by any means. But today I wanted to talk to you about the celebration of life that is scheduled for September 10th over in Truckee for Kylie Rodney. And I thought this was important to speak about because we're speaking and we're talking about the recovery by Adventures with Purpose and all of the things that are following this case. And I don't feel like we're losing grip of it, but I think it's important that we speak about this. And, you know, they're looking at September 10th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Truckee Regional Park Amphitheater. There'll be local music and a ceremony and a celebration to celebrate her life and love and community. I think that was an important thing to talk about here today. Here's the flyer that they put out for it. I know that it's tough for you guys to see it, but again, I'm outside in the backyard. And before we get into all of the video and the conversation, I want to say a special thank you to the Patreon supporters, the channel members, and all of the folks who positively engage in this community. You guys are what makes this a great place, and I give thanks and praise to each and every one of you for joining, for subscribing, for giving a thumbs up. Here I am with the injured thumb, giving it a thumbs up, sharing these videos out onto your social media platform. It means a great deal to me and the community. And I also wanted to just say thank you to the moderators who give their time to do the work, to make sure that the chat is safe and that the community stays respectful. And that's really what this is all about. So I'd like to see a number one in the chat if the audio is good. I'm using one earbud, but I do have the fountain going on in the background. So I wanted to make sure the fountain is going good. It's not overpowering my voice. And I do want to just get a couple of things out to you yesterday. We did have a video with Jennifer Koffendorfer. And I hope that you guys enjoyed our commentary that we were giving and our professional views and standpoints as far as the video goes with Adventures with Purpose. Now, I have a lot of respect and admiration for not only Jared and his team, but for everybody that's involved in the rescue and recovery of Kylie Rodney. You know, once they made that recovery, the wheels of motion had to be put into effect. Emergency services, EMS, fire, ambulance, all of the emergency services from that general area now responded and came out there to do that recovery. And you know, again, I tip my cap, even though I don't have a cap on today. Guys, notice I'm wearing the allegedly guilty t-shirt that was sent to me by our good friend, criminal defense attorney Joe Murray. So I'm sporting some of their merch, but we got to tip our caps to Adventures with Purpose, because without their due diligence and then without their professionalism, without their responding quickly, I think they came from Wisconsin all the way across into California to conduct this search. So they basically responded. They went down there. They did what they had to do, and you can't take away what they did from them. Unbelievable. So 2 thumbs up for Adventures with Purpose. I had a nice conversation by text message this morning with Jared, founder of Adventures with Purpose. And, you know, just a wonderful string of text messages back and forth, exchanging pleasantries. And again, he was thankful that we respectfully showed pieces of their content and what they did after the fact of, you know, when you have a members only live stream that's up, that's for your members, and that stuff shouldn't be getting out there. And unfortunately, Maybe there are some folks who were showing that while it was a members only. Once it became public to the public the other day, which was yesterday, I felt it was a good opportunity to highlight some of and I only picked and choose a couple of small clips, from the dive and from the interview, and I thought we did it with respect, and also we did it with, you know, putting out what we thought and what we felt was important for you guys to see. There were so many other points in that 47-minute long video, and I thought that it was really a good idea to get that out there. So by a show of hands here in the chat, Deco Paint T, thank you for becoming a member. There she is, chiming in on the memberships. Deco Paint T has been around a long time. I really appreciate her. Hey, by a show of hands, who was aware that on September 10th in Truckee at the amphitheater, Regional Park, Truckee Regional Park, that there's going to be a celebration of life for Kylie Rodney? Was everybody aware of that? Eddie T, thanks for sharing out onto Facebook. I've got my laptop open, so I am going to gift out a couple of memberships. I like to do that. Unfortunately, they weren't showing up, but I'm going to gift out a couple of memberships for those of you who are in the chat that would like to become members. Just put a 1 in the chat. Let me know if you're interested. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give a thumbs up on the video. Make sure you like it and share it out. So September 10th over in Truckee, I am going to link that down below. It's September 10th, 1 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. September 10th, 2022 at the Truckee Regional Park Amphitheater. It's a gathering to celebrate life, love, and community. Local music and a ceremony will be had, and it's going to be, I feel, a wonderful celebration of the life of Kylie Rodney, the short 16-year life of Kylie Rodney. All right, I just gifted 5 memberships in the chat. I'm hoping that some of our lucky folks can maybe, I'm going to see if it goes through. It's funny about YouTube and the memberships. The last few times I did this, I didn't get to see who got the memberships. I gifted, I think, 20 of them yesterday, and YouTube left me hanging. Hi, Judy, Marissa. Good to see you. Tara Ellis, it worked. That's awesome. A lot of number ones going in the chat. I'm looking at it. Stace on the Case says, well, poop. I have 0 luck, LOL. Okay. Let's see what's happening here. Hold on. I'm looking at my laptop. Hold on, folks. Okay. Nita Smith is a member for 3 months on the silver. She's on the silver memberships, and she says, thumbs up, DutyRon. Thank you. And Josh says it takes 3 to 5 minutes. It used to be quick. I used to be able to see who got these memberships. It is what it is. Hey, by a show of hands in the chat, over the course of time, if you were gifted a membership by either myself or anybody else, let me know in the chat if you have received those gifted memberships. And also, too, I'm always wondering, and you could leave me a message down below in the comments, after receiving a gifted membership, how I'm trying to think of a good way to put this. After receiving gifted memberships, if you can afford it. Now, I know that there's many people who get these gifted memberships who can't afford it. You're on a fixed budget. I get it. A lot of us are, trying to make ends meet. It's not an easy economy out there. Gas costs more. It's starting to come down a little bit. The gas costs more. Everything costs more. But after getting gifted memberships, how many of you guys make a decision to continue with those memberships? I would just be curious. I wonder if it's 50-50. I wonder if it's 25-75. Just curious. Let me know down below in the comments. This is a look at a small piece of my backyard. Bill Cannon always calls it backyard beverage with Bill. My only beverage that I'm drinking nowadays is water. That's it. Straight out water. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. Daycare mama says milk here is almost $6 a gallon. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Listen, I want to get to this. Okay. So yesterday, Jennifer Koppendorfer and I spoke to you guys for over 2 hours. For those of you who are here in the chat, how many of you watched either that replay or watched it live? What were some of your thoughts on that live stream that we did yesterday? You know, we spoke extensively about the interview with Nick, the AAA roadside assistance tow truck operator. There's been a lot of speculation, and that caused a firestorm of, I would say, a firestorm of folks speaking about this. The conspiracy theorists jumped on it. A lot of finger pointing. You know, there are so many pieces of the puzzle that have to be put together to come up with a criminal, with some type of criminality in a case like this. We need to wait for accident investigation squad from the California Highway Patrol. We need the homicide detectives to go out there and do their job. We need those forensic folks in the lab, like I said yesterday, to tell us, was there any blunt force trauma to poor Kylie Rodney? Did she have a broken hyoid bone? Was she stabbed? Was she shot? Was she a simple victim of a drowning in a car accident? This is some of the things that are so tough. It's a tough pill for us to swallow because there's so many unanswered questions, right? There's so many unanswered questions. People like Angela P says, I think there's foul play. There's other people who say, please just leave it alone. This is a poor kid that got into a bad situation and had a car accident. And you know, every side of this has some legitimacy. It's not unreasonable to think, how is this girl in the back of a Honda CRV? I showed a 2013 Honda CRV. I showed the whole overview from an overshot, an overhead camera shot. And I thought that overhead camera shot gave us, not just me, gave us as a watching audience some of the best looks at an inside of that vehicle. And I watched another video of a controlled 2013 Honda CRV going into a water. It was controlled sinking of a Honda CRV. And there was a guy in the back of the car. He went into the water, into the body of water, in the driver's seat as he was driving the car. It went into the water and it immediately did this. And what did he do? He got out of his seat, went to the back, and as the water was coming up through the front of the engine and the front compartment, he went from the back seat where we originally thought Kylie Rodney was, and he jumped into the back compartment. And what was really eerie about that is the camera was outside of the vehicle and inside the vehicle, but the camera from the outside of the vehicle showed him with his mouth right at the back of the window as the water was covering up his head. Now, I'm not saying that this was the scenario that happened to Kylie Rodney, but I'm just saying that I watched that and it gave me the chills, you know, the way he instinctively, and this thing was recorded probably 2 years ago. It was recorded about 2 years ago, so it's not something that was done recently, and it wasn't obviously done because of this incident. But when I saw that video of that man inside that car, it made the hair on my arm stood up. It gave me the chills, and it was something that could easily give somebody anxiety watching. I would never play that on my YouTube channel. I would not want anybody to go through the anxiety of seeing that. But if you look it up on YouTube, you could probably come up with several, different versions of, controlled cars entering bodies of water. I actually watched one where it was in a swimming pool. I watched one in a lake. I watched one down an embankment. So it was interesting to see that. As a retired police professional, I've seen so many different crime scenes. that I can tolerate this stuff. I can tolerate it without it having a lasting effect on me. Don't ask me how I get I'm able to get through that, but I can. But there's so much to be done. Accident recreation, the accident investigation squad. I'm going to have a pro come on to talk about how they do these things. But the CHP, the California Highway Patrol, their accident investigation squad is, again, second to none. They're going to do their recreation. There's going to be a lot of things that are done in this investigation, and it all has to do with what the results are from the autopsy. The cause and manner is going to determine how far they go in their investigative process. So what I mean by that is that if, in fact, the medical examiner's team, not just the medical examiner itself, but once the medical examiner's team makes a determination, and we don't know what that determination is because they're not letting us know at this particular time. But once they make that determination, that'll base how far they go with their investigation. Okay? Once it's ruled either criminal or not criminal, it'll determine what they're going to do, what they will or what they won't do. I hope everyone understands. I hope I didn't confuse anybody with that statement, but that is how that will go down. They don't need to do an accident recreation if they find nothing criminal in regards to her being in that water. And these guys know how to determine whether it's an accident or if it's something nefarious. So unfortunately, we have to be, again, we have to rely on their professionalism. So let me say hello to Stace on the case, Heather, whatever. Dawn says my husband was part of the team before retirement. Not sure. I didn't see the first half of that. Yeah, listen, I show that seatbelt cutter and the glass break. I have a video that I linked down below in some of my videos that I'm covering this stuff. I did a 5-minute video probably 3 or 4 years ago on that glass break tool. I know Adventures with Purpose is working tirelessly to get that back up on their website. When they do get it back up on their website, make sure you go over there, support these guys, Adventures with Purpose. Go over to adventureswithpurpose.com. I have it linked down below in the description. So the conversation via text that I had with Jared from Adventures with Purpose today, what a great guy, what a great line of communication that we have as content creators, and also as I met him through Mike King and Profiling Evil about 2 or 3 years ago. I was on a panel with him a long time ago on Profiling Evil, and we exchanged numbers, we exchanged information. And Jared just said, hey, listen, there's a lot going on in this case, but maybe in a short period of time we'll get together and we'll have he'll join me on a live stream. I look forward to that. I think that'll be something great for us to experience here. Ed Wallace, myself, maybe Jared, and some parts of his team will come on, and we will have a conversation about not just Kylie Rodney, but I'm interested in all of the 23 other victims that he brought home, that they were successfully able to bring home to their loved ones some 20 plus years later. I'm interested in highlighting the good that teams like Adventures with Purpose, EquiSearch Midwest, this is just unbelievable group of people that are doing God's work. And I can't overemphasize that. God's work. Brent Montgomery, good to see you. There's a couple of people who I haven't seen here in a long time, and I want to highlight them because I really love when I see folks that are friends of mine from way back in the past. There's one of them right there. Annie's Pilates physical therapist. It is so great to see you. I hope all is well. I'm sorry that we haven't been keeping up with each other, but Annie Pilates physical therapist has a YouTube channel. She does some great stuff on it. Go over there and check her out. Thank you for joining us. So Robin Ray Swanson says, where is Sammy? She was all over the internet media every day until Kylie was found. Now she's in Montana. That's not for, again, for me, I don't look at any of that stuff because that's for the investigators. If she is an intricate part of this investigation and they need to speak to her, then the detectives and people who are or who are taxed with doing those interviews are the only ones that should be looking for Sammy. Nobody on the internet should be trying to question her or talk to her or anything, or going and attacking her and accusing her of this and that. That's going to be, again, up to the investigative team to determine whether she has got a nefarious part to do with this situation with Kylie Rodney, what happened to her, or if she doesn't. It's not our jobs as civilians to go after any potential witnesses or people who we may feel has something to do with this. So, again, that's just coming from me. This is my suggestion. When you get involved in things like that, you're part of that whole bully mentality on social media. Like, I see it all day long. I see it a lot on a lot of different cases. You see people in chats accuse, go after, make all kinds of things. This is not what we do here. Again, we let the investigation take its process. We let the leads and evidence and science take over before we start pointing the fingers and saying, hey, I think she's involved. I think he's involved. Talk about the boyfriend Jagger. We talk about, we hear people talk about Sammy. We hear people talk about the other girl. We hear people talk about the tow truck driver. Allegedly guilty. You go talk to Joe Murray, and he's a criminal defense attorney. Of course, he's going to tell you everybody's innocent until proven guilty, right? We definitely want justice for Kylie, but we do not want that mob mentality. Feed Jake asks me, DutyRon, what do you think? Now, listen, I have my thoughts and opinions on this thing. I definitely do have my thoughts and opinions on it. But we have a minuscule of information. We do not have anything close to what law enforcement has behind the scenes. So it is actually not prudent. It's not anything, would not be anything constructive for me to give you my opinion on how I feel. Again, in the beginning, I said to myself, something about this doesn't really smell right to me. There's parts of this that are kind of fishy, right? But I'll err on the side of caution before saying I think what happened to her is criminal. I think right now at this point we're at a 50-50 standstill. I think that this thing could go either way. We're right up on top of the fence, and it could go this way, or it could go this way. And that's my feeling, honestly, guys. Listen, 816 people here in the chat. I want to know what your opinions are. I want you to leave me comments down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this case. But really, in September, here we are in September already. Listen, we are looking at a celebration of life for Kylie May Rodney. September 10th, 2022, from 1 to 5 p.m. at the Truckee Regional Park Amphitheater. There'll be local music and a ceremony gathering to celebrate life, love, and community. Now, the Rodney and the Rodney family and extended family have put out messages on social media, right? They put messages out on social media. And what were those messages? Those messages were kind words saying thank you. Thank you to the searchers. Thank you to the community for coming out and volunteering. And they were nothing but complimentary to the folks who were giving their time. And I can't say that enough. The volunteers, and not just this case, but all of the cases, are just to be commended, because there's no other better thing to do than to give back your time, to give it, pay it forward, to give back to the community. So a super chat comes in and it says, will the fact that she was a minor change how much information we get? Are her parents ultimately in charge of what is released? Okay, I covered that yesterday, but thank you for that super chat and that question. If it's a criminal investigation, it's deemed criminal, then they will not have control of what is put out. If this is a straight out accident where it's an accident, an accidental drowning, an accidental, it's a death by accident, because of her age, they may be able to, under California statute, to limit what information gets out there. But it is public record. A police accident report is public record. So people can get that, and that still would be out there. But again, if it was foul play and a criminal investigation, now you're talking about law enforcement controlling what goes out. And if there is a trial where someone is arrested, then that information will come out. That information will come out during the trial. So that is it. A 99-cent super chat came in from Pamela Bailey. It's a super sticker. Thank you so much for that. Let me see what this says. Cody versus everyone. If someone is killed, kill her and stage it, then why not buckle her into the driver's seat? She was young and was intoxicated. Autopsy will clear this up 100%. You know, young and intoxicated, those again, we're going off of some of the statements that came out. Some of the statements that have come out are, again, we don't know the validity of them. We don't know if those statements have been verified. We don't know if those statements have been, vetted by law enforcement. Thank you, Brett Montgomery, for the super chat. Always appreciate you and all of your engagement. Listen, guys, we want to do this in a respectful fashion. And the only way to do it respectfully is to have an open mind and understand that there's a lot of moving parts that are going on. There's a lot of things that are happening. There are a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes. So, the questions are endless. Were keys in the ignition? Were keys not in the ignition? What was found inside the car? A big sticking point for me is where's her cell phone? Do they have the cell phone? So Kathy Richardson says that totally odd that this family has set up $150,000 GoFundMe. That is suspect high. That is high. That is sus high. Listen, we are all entitled to our opinions on things, right? But I don't know anything about that GoFundMe that you mentioned here. And who am I to judge what a family is trying to do in the wake of their 16-year-old daughter now dead? I don't know what's behind that, but I wouldn't be quick to be judgmental on it, because maybe they're trying to do something to educate young children, young kids in that age group against drinking and driving. Maybe they're trying to do something constructive with that GoFundMe. I don't know. I don't even know if it exists. This is the first I'm hearing of it. Hey, let me know too. I wanted to get you guys' opinion on we're going to be having pretty soon a conversation with New York City retired chief of staff from the medical examiner's office, Barbara Butcher. I want to get her on here to ask her questions about the autopsy. And why I want her to come on here to ask those questions is because I feel like we all have so many unanswered questions. Like, hear me out. If Kylie Rodney had alcohol in her system and was in the water for about 2 weeks, give or take, will they still be able to determine that she had alcohol in her system? And I don't want to ask that question of some person who's not in the field. I want to get it from Barbara, because she'll be able to tell us in no uncertain terms, because she's done the job. She has done and participated in over 2,000 medical death investigations. I want to ask her, is it possible for us to get a determination if she was drunk, legally drunk, 2 weeks in the past, underneath that water? What else will a tox report bring us? And this won't be any guesswork. This won't be me picking at straws. This won't be a housewife or a house mom or a house dad Googling whether you could come up with this evidence. It's going to be coming from an expert. And I think that that's a great thing, you know. And as Ed Wallace brought up, how do they determine whether she was alive or dead before she made it into that water? Now, we already know from speaking with Ed Wallace, who worked, Barbara Butcher was Ed Wallace's supervisor over in the New York City Medical Examiner's office. But we want to also hear it from a professional, is if she had water in her lungs, if she ingested and breathed in water, then that'll make a determination of that, yes, she was alive when she went into that water. But was she alive under her own like, did she go in that water? Did she drive that car in that water? How are they going to be able to determine that she drove it in there? You know, these are all questions that we're going to ask her. You know, an accident investigation squad, folks, they'll be able to tell you that. Why was she in that back area? You know, how is it determined that something nefarious happened here? How do they come up with these conclusions? And I think it'll be a fascinating conversation. You know, Ed Wallace is in the chat. It's always good to see Eddie Wallace. He's back on American soil. Welcome home, Ed Wallace. Let's get the thumbs up on this thing. Let's get the thumbs up on this video. We're at 407. As soon as we hit over 500, I'm going to gift out 20 more memberships. All right, we got 965 people here. I don't see why there shouldn't be 965 thumbs up on this video. So once we get past 500 or 600, I'm going to gift out 20 memberships. We're at 432. I'll keep a close eye on it. Okay. Again, you know, grabbing Barbara Butcher she's the retired chief of staff from the New York City Medical Examiner's office. I think that she is going to be eye-opening. The questions that you sent in to DutyRon.com are awesome. There are so many questions for you, you folks. I asked you to go over to DutyRon.com and leave questions for Barbara Butcher, and you guys did that. You answered the call. Indy McDuff, thank you for the $20 super chat. Brent Montgomery, I already thank you. Thank you. And everybody is saying welcome home to Ed. We're at 525 on the thumbs up. Again, I'd like to get them even with what we have here in the chat. So everybody who's new and just joining, again, please consider hitting the subscribe button, giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this community where you will always get valid information from the professionals in their field. We have a Honda certified mechanic who's going to come on as well, and he's going to talk about the black box in the 2013 Honda Accord. I'm going to ask questions, and so is Ed. What can you find out from speed, RPM? Was the car in neutral when it hit into that water, when it was recovered? What were all of the diagnostics that they can get from that vehicle? Did the battery in fact go dead? Was it jumped? Was there a surge in power? Did that service call have to be done to the car? Was anything done to the vehicle other than a jump, as Nick, the tow truck operator, said? So we're going to pick the brains apart of a Honda certified master mechanic, and just to find out, will these wheels be spinning if it wasn't in neutral? What if the car was in drive? Could those wheels still spin if it was in drive? If it's in park, can the wheels move? I think no. If the car is in park, I don't think the wheels can move. But let's get it straight from the horse's mouth. Let's get it from somebody who knows, under no uncertain terms, what happens with these cars, because we're not experts at it. All right, we're getting up there. We're not even at 600 on the likes yet, but when we get up there, we are going to give you 20 more memberships. I'm going to gift them out. If it was just in neutral, why did it need to jump? You know, you could put a car in neutral and you can't start it. You won't be able to start it. So if they were playing the radio or if they had the interior lights on and it was in neutral and they couldn't start it, you could easily drain the battery, using power without starting the car up. It's happened to me. I've been on surveillances where I've, listening to the radio and plugging in my cell phone, and I've had my battery go low on me. So it is a possibility. 411 now. Good to see you, Will. So just joining. Thank you for all the folks coming on in here and giving a thumbs up and hanging out and smashing the like and also subscribing. Hey, if you're new here, first time joining, or if you just recently subscribed, let me know by saying, hi, I'm new. So this way I can say hello to you guys. I always love to welcome all the new subscribers. And if you are new, I am a retired New York City police detective. And I come on here and I try to talk to you guys about, things from a police detective's perspective. ATS News, always a pleasure to see you. Ed Wallace and I, Ed is retired from the crime scene unit. He's got so much experience in DNA and crime scene investigation. I can't wait to hear from Ed again. Beamer 650, Abel. Hi, DutyRon, I'm new. Thank you for being here. Tess, thank you for being new. Hello. Gail, hello from Texas. New. Great to see you. Thank you. C Law AFC, I am new. Thank you. Thank you, C Law. Hi. S Cunningham, new. A lot of new people. Juju Drop. Hello, welcome. It's okay. Don't worry about it, Nancy. Thank you for being here. Subscribing is free. That red subscribe button is free. Good to see you, Alexandria Schwartz from New Jersey. Thank you for joining. Rody Galano, you are great. Olivia New. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Hey, first time from Sweden. Welcome in. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate all the new folks coming in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. Always, always appreciated. The Ice Princess says, I'm a long-time subscriber, but silent watcher. Thanks for all you do. Thank you. Beamer 650, we got you. We got you. Will at 411 now. It was great stopping in and hanging out with you last night. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Oh, and thank you for the super chat. How did I miss that? Love to DutyRon. Hit the like button, everybody. Thank you, Will. Thank you. All right, so I think it's time to gift out some memberships. Still at only 628 thumbs up. I don't know how that is. How does that happen? Do we have 934 people here and a couple of hundred are not willing to hit the like button? Maybe that is it. It's okay. A thumbs down is as good as a thumbs up, in my opinion. I appreciate it. Box Seats is here. I'm waiting for Box Seats to come through with maybe some box seats. I made a comment to he or she a long time ago. If you come up with the box seats, I'll cover the beer and the food. Let's go to a game at Citi Field. The Mets are on fire. Pamela Bailey says, I'm a first time here. DutyRon, happy to tune in. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, guys, and again, we do so much with, professional guests and things of that nature. It's always great to have some of the new people. And if you have any professionalism in any of the fields that we speak about, do me a favor. Hit me up on DutyRon.com. Let me know what your expertise is. If you're an accident investigator, you're a retired nurse, if you are somebody who can contribute with, somebody like from the criminal justice field, you're a corrections officer, you've got anything to do with anything in the field of investigations. There's so many insurance accident investigators out there. Hit me up on social media. Hit me up on DutyRon.com. I always like to network with the professionals that are out there in the investigative field. Hey, Trisha, welcome. Thank you. Penny, thank you for the hearts. Thank you, Lovecraft, for those hearts. Appreciate it. Hi, Gemini. 80, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Jenny Peach says, me, please. So she's not on live chat. Diane King, always great to see you. Hey, does anybody want to call in? I did this. I really like the call-ins. Hey, by a show of hands, who enjoys that call-in feature where we can, get a guest to call in and pick apart some of our guests' minds, like Jennifer Koffendorfer, retired FBI agent. She's a retired special agent. Now, there's a difference between a regular agent and a special agent. The special agents are like Ed Wallace. He's a first grade detective, right? Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. A special agent has a special designation. So Jennifer Koppendorfer, special agent, retired FBI agent, and it was great to have her on. She was so generous in taking questions and hanging out. But you know what happened to her? At the end of our show, her phone overheated. We were burning up her phone, uh, her phone. Her phone overheated, and she went to go like touch it or do whatever, and it fell to the floor. So that's what happened with her. Jane asked the question: what's the most famous you'd like as a guest on your show, DutyRon? I've had many people on the show. I had the founder of EquiSearch, Tim Miller, on the show with me. I also had Mark Class from the Class Kids Foundation. That was very, very, for me, high impact. Mark Class had his daughter Polly Class murdered and discarded underneath a highway. I think it was the 405 freeway. This savage who killed Mark Class's daughter Polly Class, she was doing a sleepover with friends, I think in 1996 or 1993. And the person who murdered his daughter discarded her underneath the freeway overpass. I think it was the 405 freeway in Petaluma, California. And Mark Class came on with me, and he described exactly what he went through with the prosecution and him being inside the courtroom, and that savage who was sentenced in the murder of his daughter accused him of sexually assaulting his own kid. That was the sickest, most deranged thing that I've ever heard coming from, coming from a courtroom. Very, very horrible case. But Mark Class was one of my most important guests that I feel that I've had on, and I've had many victims. I've had many families of victims come on and talk with me. But Mark Class was the most moving guest that I've ever had. All right, we're at 716 likes. I think we're close to our goal. Let me give out these 20 memberships. Who wants a free membership? Who wants a free membership? Let's do it. Let's rock out, and then I'm going to get ready to back out of here. 43 minutes. This will be 30 free memberships so far on this live stream. There it is. DutyRon coming through. This is my way of giving back. This is my way of giving back to the community. For those of you who can't afford these memberships, I hope you get one of these. I hope it goes out to you. I love to pay it forward. I love to pay it forward. Often I could do this. Like, I remember being in a Chili's. I don't know if any of you have Chili's over by you, but my wife and I were at a Chili's, and I saw a member of the military. He was on a pair of crutches. He was with his significant other, and he was at the bar, and we were eating in one of the booths by the bar, and he was ordering food to go. And I went over to the bartender. It was like one of these L-shaped bars, and I said, I want to pay for his dinner or whatever he's getting, but don't tell him I'm paying for it. So I went over to the bar, and he gave me the bill. I gave him my credit card. I paid for his dinner, and he didn't know who did it. He just knew that someone said, thank you for your service, and I thought that was a great thing to do. It made me feel good. There's those 20 memberships. Hopefully one of you get them. I hope one of you get them. I hope YouTube's not ripping me off. Another time I saw a priest. It was a Catholic priest, Catholic priest in his, wearing the clergy outfit, eating alone. He looked sad. He was an older man, and I paid for his dinner. These are some of the things that I like to do. It's a nice thing to do. If you can do it, go out there and make somebody happy. It's always great to pay it forward. So I hope those memberships went through. Did anybody see them? Did anybody see them? Did anybody get them? Or is YouTube ripping me off? I see it says DutyRon gifted 20 memberships. So those of you who might be asking about this shirt, this is my good friend Joe Murray, allegedly guilty. This is his channel. He sent me a coffee mug and this shirt. So I'm wearing it. It says represent Joe Murray and allegedly guilty. They are on YouTube. They're not doing YouTube that much. They used to do it a lot. Yeah, I don't know if YouTube is ripping me off, but I've given away close to 100 memberships, and I haven't seen any of them go out. So I got to do an investigation on that. We got to do an investigation on it. I don't know what, I see it up here. It says DutyRon gifted memberships, but I don't see it. I don't know what's going on. Carol Love in Alaska. She says, DutyRon, here apply some, wait a minute, what does that say? Hold on, I gotta go back. Here, apply someone's membership for an additional month. Not sure the amount. For $10, memberships. $10 memberships is $49. 5 memberships are $24. So I can gift I can gift 2 memberships for that, Carol. I'll gift 2 memberships for that. So I have to do one at a time. I'm hoping that YouTube is honest and follows through with the memberships. All right, so let's get back to Kylie Rodney. All right, it didn't work yesterday. I didn't physically see it happen. I was doing it, but I didn't physically see it happen. So that's pissing me off. So I'm trying to drag out this live stream to see if they come through. You know, somebody said it would take 3 to 5 minutes. All right, there's the 2 that I gifted out. But, you know, I'm pissed off because these things usually go through like within 30 seconds to a minute. And here I am gifting out these memberships. They better not be ripping me off. I'll get my criminal defense attorney, Joe Murray, on. I'll get Joe Murray after them. I wonder if YouTube has a list for you. They don't. It says that I gifted 2 memberships. Josh gifted 1. But are we coming up with a conspiracy here? They did not give out the memberships even though you paid? Yes. I don't see them. So listen, here's a message to the replay viewers. If you see that you got a free membership, Sassafras says, please, if you see you got a free membership, let me know. But that's a lot of money for YouTube to be keeping and taking. I don't know, Michelle. I don't know. It must be a glitch. Yeah, they don't show it. They don't show it. So, all right. All right, let's pay close attention to the chat and let's get back onto the topic. All right, by your show of hands here. I am thinking about going over the Adventures with Purpose video that they released one more time. I'm thinking about doing a commentary of that entire video with Ed Wallace sometime this weekend. Let me know in the chat here, and let me know if you're watching on the replay down below in the replay comments. If you would be interested in Ed Wallace and I giving a breakdown, step by step, piece by piece, on their video that they released publicly. Because I feel like people would be interested in that. But I wouldn't want to just do it with our commentary. I would want to open it up to folks coming on and saying and asking their questions as well. Because I don't think it's fair all the time to have a live stream where it's interactive and live and you guys are only exclusively coming here in the comments. I think it's fair and reasonable to say, hey, sometimes on these things, let's get let's open the line of communications one step further. And let's have some of the folks who are channel members and subscribers. It would only be open to people who are subscribed and or channel members. So I would put subscriber mode only on, not members only, subscriber mode only, and then open up the line of communication. So I think that that's going to be a thing for us to do. Let me see something here. I'm going to try to do something. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Post a comment. Okay, so if anybody wants to join now to ask questions, I just posted a comment. I just posted a link there. I'm only doing this because I want to just hear from people, and I want to find out if those gifted memberships go through. So I'm trying to find that comment so I can, where did it go? Okay, so I'm going to pin that comment, pin this message. All right, so there's the link to join in. If anybody wants to make a comment in regards to Kylie Rodney or make a comment about YouTube ripping me off and not paying out the free memberships that I've paid out, I put 20 and then 10, that's 30, 31, 32. So 32 memberships should have been gifted. And there's always, you know how it goes. They say, DutyRon gifted a membership to Misty Johns. DutyRon gifted a membership to Eddie T. I didn't see any of that happen. So a little bit annoying, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So you're going to have to. Some of my requirements on the on folks coming in. I need to see before I add you on that you're a real person. So there's a couple of people waiting in the chat, that waiting in the queue, but I can't see who it is. So I personally have to see them. I'm not going to say that you have to put your video on for me to. Okay, good. Thanks, Felix. Thanks for doing that. All right, you want to, if you want, you can shut it back down. If you just want audio only, that's fine. Okay, Felix added to the. What's doing, Felix?
Fine, sir. Thank you for what you do. You bring true highlights on what's going on because I you know, seeing this young lady work her tail off, being so young, and doing the things she's done in high school to become a college uh,
Yeah,
student.
graduating at 16. Not
Yes,
many people do that.
that is tremendous. But my question is regarding the tow truck driver. I, I mean, how is the car there at 11 a.m. and the time frame from end of the party to 11 a.m. And that's what confuses me in this whole matter. And
Yeah,
it, I mean, you
it's a
say,
long time. It's a long
yeah.
time.
I mean, I would like to have your thoughts on that and what the time frame and all that together. It just don't make sense to
Yeah,
me.
right. It definitely. I mean, the things that I said before, things that make you go home, right? So as
Yes.
an investigator, I say to myself, when I watched it on the members only before it was released to the public, I kind of freaked out when I saw it because I was like, wait a minute, this changes everything. I mean, if in fact this is 100% true, which we have to, believe that Adventures with Purpose wouldn't put that out there if it was some kind of BS. So you're talking 12:30 text message or 12:30 something a.m. Saturday morning. She messages her mom that she loves her and is on her way home. She'll be home shortly. And now you're talking about 12 hours later, give or take. She's at a different location with a dead battery, calling roadside assistance.
Right.
That puts a complete full circle, set of investigators, unless The kid said 6 days later, he sees these flyers. 6 days doesn't make sense to
Exactly.
me either, because
Exactly.
that shit was, and excuse my language, that was blown up all over the place uh, the following days. So if you are a true community person and you are there serving that community in a tow truck, roadside assistance capacity, or even just living in that area, you'd have to be living under a rock not to hear anything
Yes.
about that, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
there, Felix, lies my suspicion in regards to that. So you bring
Okay.
up some good points, but again, it's all conjecture right now because we don't know what the detectives did with that. We don't know what was going on and what is still going on behind the scenes. So
Right.
we got to trust that these investigators are going full tilt with everything and anything that they got from this guy. And
Okay.
you know, there is conversations out there, and I take Facebook with a grain of salt, but I've seen some conversations, Felix, on Facebook. And people are talking that well, maybe it wasn't Kylie Rodney, maybe it was a different blonde girl with a different
Yeah.
guy. But I,
Yes.
but all of that will come out from the VIN number because, as we know, I mean, I'm an old guy, so I have roadside assistance on my insurance policy. I have it with my newer vehicles. You press the little button, they come
Right.
on. They got your VIN number, they got your name, they got your phone number, they got all of that info. So all of the intel from that call is going to be documented. There's no way to fudge that.
Okay.
So once we get that all settled, it might answer a lot of these questions. And right now, we're all just guessing, and that's what makes this thing like a firestorm because
Right.
you're guessing, I'm guessing, and hundreds of thousands of other people are guessing as well.
Well,
But
thank you.
thank you,
I
Felix.
appreciate
Thanks
it.
for calling in,
Can
and
I
thank
ask
you
one
for
more question,
showing me.
please?
And thank you for showing me that who you were before I put you on because I don't like to just put
No.
anybody on. Yeah, so I appreciate that.
This is your show. I have no problem with that.
Yeah,
Are we sure that we know that it was Kylie who texted her mom? Couldn't somebody fake that text? Other words, you know.
absolutely. You're right. You know,
Okay.
there's
Okay.
no 100% on that. We've seen it in we've seen it in many other cases. Look at what happened with Gabby Petito. I'll
Right.
start back a year ago when those text messages came into her mother talking about the grandfather and calling him Sam or whatever it was. She never
Mm-hmm.
referred to her grandfather by that name. That we know was Brian Laundrie throwing off the authorities, making him think that she was sending that text message, and it
Right.
happened in Cassie Carley's case down in Florida. Marcus Manavello sent text messages from her phone telling everybody that she was staying at a friend's house
Right.
way off the grid, and it all didn't seem right. So you're right. Very good sleuthing by you, my friend. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon, bud. All right. Let's see. Who else do we got on here? Alma, just show me your video quick. Show me that you're a real person, and then I'll get you right on, Alma. You just got to enable the camera just for a second. I don't see. Okay, thank you. All right, you can change it back, and I'll put you on. Alma,
Good.
Alma, thank you for joining. Where are you calling from?
I'm
Where are you
calling from Los
located?
Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I just I actually saw this comment in another YouTube channel, and it kind of makes sense to me
Okay.
that when Venture with Purpose posted that they found Kaylee, and
Right.
Sammy made a comment that they didn't.
Yeah, I
Maybe
didn't.
it
I personally
was
didn't see that.
because
I personally didn't see that, but I'm trusting that you saw it and or that you've heard it somewhere else. I don't. I don't
No,
follow that stuff.
no, I did saw that comment that she made in I think it was Instagram that she
Okay.
made it, and she said that that was a lie that they didn't find her. Maybe because everybody knew that Adventure with Purpose were they were going to be in the other lake, and nobody knew that they were going to go to Prosser, and that's why she said that it wasn't true.
Right. the Boca Reserve was the first place that Adventures with Purpose went to,
Correct.
and
Yeah,
I feel that they went to that location first based on the conversation we had with Tow Truck Nick.
correct. But
Right.
maybe, and everybody knew that they were going to be there. Maybe they didn't know that they were already in process. And when they found her, and that's why she said that it wasn't true, and then she had to delete the comment.
Yeah, look, Alma, anything is possible here. But we are now, again, getting into that huge speculation of that she's doing this because of criminal activities. And it's a really tough thing to throw out there without having more information. And I'm saying this because of my profession and because I know what it takes to actually prove that somebody is guilty of criminal act. Again, she's acting a little shady. We could also look at her deleting some of her social media because of attacks that she's getting and that people are saying, a lot of nasty things to her. Young folks, they delete their social media when they get attacked hard very quickly, and then they come back. So I'm not saying that she's innocent or guilty, but again, you got to look at everything and you got to let the law enforcers do what they got to do and make
Yeah,
their determinations based on facts and evidence,
and
not comments and what we are speculating on. And
yeah,
I
and
get it.
yeah, and just a quick comment, and then I can leave. I just found you by accident yesterday,
I
and I
hope it was a good
really,
accident.
really enjoy. Yeah, I really enjoy your channel. That's why when I saw that you were online, I log in quickly because I really like the conversation that you had with the FBI agent yesterday.
Yes. Yep.
And everything that you were mentioning, it really it makes sense, and like you said, everything right now is everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So we're just speculating, but
Right.
you're doing an awesome job, and I really enjoy your channel. So
Thank you, Alma. I hope you consider subscribing, and
I just
well,
did. I
oh,
just did,
excellent.
so.
And we're going to have a retired chief of staff from the New York City Medical Examiners come on. I have in my prior playlist on some of the other cases like Gabby Petito. Just look for. I'll actually link it down below in the description when I'm done. Just give me about an hour. I'll link that in my pinned message. Go and watch the previous live streams that we've had with Barbara, and she really is unbelievably well
Yeah,
versed
yeah,
in
I
all the
will, and I'm
process.
gonna make sure that I set my alarm would whenever my alert whenever you have something up, I can watch you.
Thank you, Alma. Thank you so much. Appreciate you calling in.
Thank,
All righty. Bye bye now.
keep a good job. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. All right. That was Alma. Thank you. Thank you, Al. All right. Tanya, UK, you want to give me the thumbs up? Are you ready to go? Okay, cool. Here comes Tanya from the UK.
Hi, Ron.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. I've actually had a long sleep because I was with Zav Girl for long hours, and I'm sorry about the mess I look like.
It's fine. It's all good.
How about you?
I'm doing good. What's your
How's
question
your
about
hand?
Kylie Rodney? Oh, it's coming along. My thumb is starting to get blue over here. Starting to get like, the bluish. So
you want to get that loose and...
Yeah. No. I got 2 weeks with this on before I go see the doctor. So we're good.
Right.
Do you have any questions in regards to the Kylie Rodney?
I have a view on what might have happened to her, but questions, there's loads of questions which you probably can't answer because of you're detective, and there's no point asking you questions because you obviously can't answer those questions that I have. But I would like to say hi to everyone, and please do not get distressed about what I'm going to say. I myself was a victim of a gang rape on a multiple occasion. I was abducted by a particular gang.
Oh my goodness.
Back to where I used to live, not in UK, right? And I came here in UK to escape all that, and lived for many years a good life until I saw the leader of the gang once on the internet, and everything just came back to me. So I am now suffering with complex PTSDs and all that, right?
Mm.
What I had views on Kylie Rodney's rest in peace case. When the moment I saw Nick came out the water, the moment I saw his face, all that accident and all that scenarios, they all died inside of me. I think Nick's face screamed foul play. Um, you know, we all know she was found in a hatchback.
Yeah.
I searched all possibilities how she could have ended. I mean, it's dark. You get this story. It's dark. The water, the visibility. But even then, if she was in the driver's seat when she entered the water and the passenger seat was wide open or broken and she was conscious, yeah, or even drunk, yeah, the water would be pouring in. She wouldn't be able to get out the car or think of getting out the car until the water actually filled the car in, yeah.
Right. Well,
That,
none of
so,
us know exactly what happened. We know
no,
that some of the windows are down and things of that
yeah,
nature. And
yes,
there was those question marks,
yeah.
and everyone's doubting, like,
So,
well, if there was actually exit ways to get out, why didn't she get out? But
but she couldn't get out because when the water starts pouring in, before the water starts pouring in, yeah, she would be unbuckling the seatbelt and trying to get out. But I believe as soon as that car hit the water started entering through the passenger, and that would tilt the car
right,
because of the weight of the water coming in. That would tilt the car ready to flip.
yeah,
Anyway, what was gonna say? I was seeing a new timeline. She was seen stumbling around the place about 12, just before 12:30, just before her phone was turned off. Like around 2:15 to 20, the lights were all taken down from the tree, and
right,
yeah,
yeah,
so the party was pretty much over. Car was leaving. She was seeing. She stumbled in a hole, and she was helped by some girl named Elsa to get up. So she was clearly not in a fit state to drive. And she was heading towards her car, obviously. So I believe she met her fate there with someone who picked her as a victim throughout the night. Yeah.
right, yeah.
And waited on her like a python will wait on his prey. That's what my view would be on this. I have prayers for her family and everything. And of course, we'll wait on
Yeah.
but what
We're,
are
we're
your
waiting on
thoughts?
all the forensics. We're waiting on all the forensics. I appreciate you
Exactly.
sharing your thoughts and your feelings, and I appreciate you
But
sharing your past experiences with everybody here. And we send you strength, prayers, and positive vibes always, always.
yeah, when is Barbara coming on live? Do you
We're
know?
gonna we're gonna we're gonna try to get her right after the long weekend is up. Labor Day weekend, everybody's doing things. So here in the United States, it's kind of a tough weekend. It's the end of the
Uh,
summer, so we're gonna probably be early next week,
she
probably
will be
Tuesday.
probably the key to answering most of our questions
Well,
because
she won't give us the answers to what their
I
findings will
would
be,
like
but
to
they
know
will give. She will
if
give us
she
an
was.
overview of what happens.
Yeah, I would like to know like this is critical. Like if she was really naked in the car and the body's been so far in the car, obviously
Right.
that the
At this point,
skin's gonna want.
everything we're speaking about is hearsay because we don't have the actual evidence that the real investigators have. The
Yeah,
medical examiner's office has her remains, and they know under no uncertain terms what happened to her.
exactly,
Forensically, scientifically. All right, listen, I got to get
exactly.
to the other folks. There's a couple people waiting, so please excuse me, but I got to let you
Okay,
go. I love it. I
take
love that you
care,
called in, Tanya.
Ron. Take care.
Thank you. Take care
Bye,
now.
everyone.
Bye bye. All right, there goes Tanya, everybody. Thank you for joining. Removed from the stream. Who else do we got? Debbie, I just got to see quick to show me that you're here. Debbie Huck, I'm waiting on you. And then we're going to wrap it up. Debbie will be the last one. Debbie? All right. Maybe she's not there. Maybe she's not there. All right, we're going to go to, let's see, there's 2 or 3 other people that just chimed in. Hold on, hold on. All right. Give me a thumbs up unsolved, and I will add you right in as soon as you give me the thumbs up. All right. Wow, she's quick. Hi, welcome.
Hi, Ron. How are you?
Hey,
Nice
good,
to
good.
see
How are
you.
you? Yes,
I'm doing
yes.
well, thank you. Thank you for
I,
covering this case.
I,
Sorry?
I love the background.
Thanks. My daughter just woke up and she's with her dad right now, so
Awesome.
I figured coming outside might be easier.
Yes,
um,
yes.
so I just wondered if we've seen anything more on tire tracks or points of entry of which Keely's car might have entered the water. Has any of that
Yeah,
been looked at
yeah.
further?
You know, I looked extensively for that. Anything posted online or in any of the chat groups, and I have not seen any conversation about that. You know, as an investigator, that was one of the first things that I wanted to find out about. You know, point of entry, point of exit. Also, if there was any type of posting of, you know, we talked about this with Jennifer Coffendoffer yesterday. Was there any posting or any like special condition where they have these parties? Allegedly, they're having these parties at the end of the summer. This is not the first go around at this. So I was questioning whether the local authorities had like a detail, because if you have more than 20 or 30 people showing up at a party, let's say 300 to 400 as they're guessing at here, you would need for public safety reasons only some type of law enforcement presence to, if there was an emergency. Well, what if someone that's attending this large function gets sick or gets hurt? So I wanted to see if they, and I reached out to the local sheriff. Reached out to the local agencies with no response. I didn't think that they would respond, but I was curious to see if they had any type of, like, here we're having a huge weekend summer concert on Randall's Island. I noticed 200 or 300 NYPD officers assigned to that detail because I went there and did it a few times myself when I was a cop. And that's just to ensure public safety. Somebody has a trampling incident, there's somebody who gets sick, and I've yet to see any data. Now, I know this is different, you know, a different region, different set of circumstances. We're very transparent in our coverage and public safety with the New York City Police Department, but I've yet to see anything in regards to that. So those are good questions, and I don't have an answer for it.
Yeah, because it almost looks like there was a lot of dirt roads, obviously. And of course, being that she was discovered or recovered so much longer after the fact, you're going to have heavy traffic leaving
Right,
with
right,
all of the searches and whatnot. But I was just thinking, how would her car have entered at that point in the lake, only being 14-foot depths? And where would she have entered from? There was really no bridge nearby there that I could see, at least looking at a map. And
right.
so I was just curious because, like you, I haven't seen anything on that. So
Yeah,
it's,
I mean, you know, again, I'm sure that we're not the only ones that have been looking for that. And I did, you know, Google Earths. I looked at points of entry, and you know, it's nobody's saying, and you haven't even heard Adventures with Purpose say that it's 100% that that vehicle went in at that spot. It could have been from another spot and drifted over there. We don't know
yeah.
uh, until we have clear and concise evidence that shows where that car went in. It's
Hmm.
all speculation, you know, and people are getting really caught up with where were the entry, we see that where she was pulled out, those deep tracks, but
Hmm.
where was anything else? And it didn't look like there was anything else leading into that body of water at that particular location. So crime scene and accident investigation squad, I have a couple of guys who are retired from over here who have given me a little bit of insight into that. I'm trying to get them to come on. A lot of my retired friends are camera shy. They're not like me, where they like to get on the air. So I'm just trying to touch base with them, and you know, getting a certified Honda mechanic was important to me because they know everything about the onboard diagnostics of these vehicles. Instead of us
Yeah.
all just talking about speculation and Googling stuff, I say to myself, I want to have a pro tell me under no uncertain terms what they can and can't get from these vehicles. So
Yeah, that would
thank
be.
you for calling in. Thank you for
Thank you.
calling in. Do you have your own YouTube channel?
I do. Yes, I
I
do.
know. I'm leading you into this. You want to give it a plug? You want to give it a plug here?
Sure, that would be wonderful. Yes, I
Okay.
covered a little bit on Kylie's case as far as the updates and recent events that we've seen. But I've very much been wrapped up in the Delphi homicides and several different suspicious arson and unidentified fires that have taken about within that area. So it's been very busy.
That's awesome. I appreciate all the coverage that you do. And how can people find you?
You can find me by searching for Unsolved Crimes Uncovered. My name's Ali, and I am the creator. I've had this channel since February of this year.
Excellent.
So, yeah,
Excellent. I'll link it down below in the description of this. So
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
thank you for chiming in. Great to meet you.
You as well. Goodbye.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right, there we go. There we have it. All right, one last one. We got Debbie Huck. How
Oh,
are you, Deb?
hi, can you hear me?
Of course, I can hear you.
Oh my goodness. Hi, DutyRon. Oh, thank you so much for everything you do from the UK. You're absolutely amazing. We absolutely love you. Thank you.
Debbie, I appreciate it, Debbie. Thank you.
Honestly, I literally feel it's just like, where's everyone going from literally their gut feeling on this, just by your gut feeling? It's, there's so much going around YouTube at this moment in time, and we have everything is speculation, absolutely everything. We have nothing that's concrete to anything,
Yeah.
and this is what's really important here. My gut feeling is something's so not right, so not right. And this young girl's life has been taken. If that was Kylie in the back of that vehicle, we're still waiting to hear. And
Right. Well, we know they confirmed that it is her remains that are in that back vehicle.
Okay,
So
I've had COVID, so I've been a little bit behind on everything.
Right.
But for me, it's literally, this young girl, and there's something has happened.
Yeah.
For her to be in this, what we do know that she was found in the back of the vehicle, and the windows have been down and they've been broken and all this sort of stuff. It's something's not right. My gut feeling is something's not right, and I hope, and I
agree.
I honestly hope that, law enforcement do come through on this, and they come through extremely strong, and they need to speak to us. It's so heartbreaking. It's absolutely awful. Speculation. Don't go by speculation. Don't go by reading things that we don't know about. We need to be told. Absolutely. But like I say, gut feeling, something's so not right.
Yeah, something smells fishy here, and there's no question about it. But again, we're going to leave that on the side of the people who are taxed to make those decisions. And there's a conversation about how can we trust the law enforcement when they missed her in the water. There's another aspect to this whole thing, and Adventures with Purpose. This is their specialty. These guys are the best of the best, and side scanning sonar, the technology that they use. There's a whole bunch of arguments, but you cannot judge the entire police department based on missing Kylie Rodney in the water.
The UK forces, it's all around the world at the end of the day, DutyRon. We have things that aren't right. We have things that are right. We have things that are amazing. Everything goes through, everything works out. But
right.
for us at this moment in time, let's not speculate.
Right,
Let's
absolutely.
go by our gut feeling. We know, I know that there's something not right here, and
Right.
it's absolutely heartbreaking. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, fingers crossed, absolutely
Yeah.
everything comes true and true. True.
Absolutely. And Debbie, I want to just say thank you to not only just you, but all of our friends from the United Kingdom. You know, the support that we get from worldwide and across the pond, as we say, is invaluable because you guys are what makes this community great. An international community banding together on all of these cases and putting that think tank together with conversations like this and ideas is invaluable to
Let's,
having this true crime community. So
let's,
thank
let's,
you. Thank you for that.
get boys.
All
And
right.
so
We'll see you soon. Thank you, Deb. Talk to you soon. All right. There she goes. All right. My earbuds, I ran out of power. That makes me say to myself, it's time to wrap it up. When I run out of power on my earbuds, I know I got a problem. I'm yakking too long. Patty Bank is waiting in the chat. She's waiting behind the stream. I'm gonna put her in as soon as she shows her face or camera. I see Patty's got her icon. Okay, thank you, Patty. You can take it back off. Let's add her in because she was kind enough to wait. I don't like to. I don't want to end it without putting her on. Patty, thank you for
Look,
joining. Where are you coming in from?
I'm coming from Southern California.
Okay, thank you for joining.
Oh, of course. I appreciate and love you. Thank you. Thank
Aw,
you.
thank you. What's your question?
My question is, what is the real number of people at the party that night? I'm hearing from 40 to 300.
Yeah, Patty, I never was able to get official confirmation from police officials. That's what I go by. I don't go by, fake book stuff and,
Exactly.
people talking on the internet. They never lead you down the right direction. It's always, not accurate information. So that was one of my questions that I asked on the Placer County Sheriff's website. Never got an answer. So we don't know. We don't know if it was 50 or if it was 400. And I'm hearing now that the crowd swelled to over 400. If that in fact is the case, and there's not one piece of police personnel on scene to, as I discussed with Unsolved Crimes and Mystery, not to be there for public safety reasons, that is a travesty of justice in and of itself.
Absolutely.
You have a situation like that happening, and it's not the first rodeo. It's not the first time that's happened there, because there's talk that the youth do this every year at the end of summer. So if this is an annual event, it should be a detail for the local or mutual aid.
Exactly. Yes, Mr.
So
DutyRon. Yes, that
yes,
was my
Pat,
concern. If 400 people found out, law
yeah,
enforcement must have heard something.
yeah, yeah. Those are unanswered questions. I don't know the answer to it. So,
Well,
but
I was letting you know that I was next door to you guys when you were in Aruba. Gee, you guys carried on like newlyweds.
Thank you for that. It's good. Listen, that makes me feel young that I'm still carrying on like a newlywed
Yes,
at
you are.
58.
God bless you.
Thank,
God bless you,
thank you,
dear.
Patty. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
being here. Bye now.
Bye.
All right. I love it. I love it. Everybody's checking in. All right. It's time for me to go. Guys and girls, thank you so much for live interaction. Thank you for the super chats that I've missed. And I hope that we could get to the bottom of YouTube and these memberships. I gifted out over 30, 40 of these memberships, and all in total in the last 2 days, close to 100. They better come clean and get our memberships out there. Oh my God. I mean, they took my money. I just checked my credit card and they charged my credit card. I get an immediate notification on my phone when I spend money on the internet. So it is what it is. Listen, I want to just take this time to send prayers and strength and positive vibes to Adventures with Purpose and their dive team. Doug and Nick and the other 4 that were out there on the water when this recovery was made, they need our prayers and strength and positive vibes. They need our support. And the Rodney family, Rodney Neiman family, they need us now more than ever. Let's send them strength, prayers, and positive vibes. And everybody in the true crime community who are positively engaging in not just this case, but in all the cases that we cover. Let's send them strength, prayers, and positive vibes. Let's be kind to each other. Let's be kind in the chat. Let's be kind on social media. Remember, when you leave comments and the things that you say, it has a lasting effect on people. Some people take it and brush it off, but some people get really affected by it. So let's be kind to all of these people that are out here. If you don't have something nice to say, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Don't be an internet bully. See you on the next live stream. God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. And God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially all victims of crime and their families. They need us now more than ever. I will see you soon. God bless and take care. Peace from DutyRon.